In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use a combination of the stitch dot ovals and the plain ovals to make this beautiful buckle card, and how all the different shapes interact together. So I'm going to use a combination, as I said, of the stitch dot and the plain in the ovals. And again, as with all of the new sets from PressCut, these are mathematically correct, and each individual die in the plains is designed to be 1/4 of an inch larger than the one that precedes it. The stitch dot shapes have been designed to fit on these measurements and also inside, so there is always a matten layer for every one of the stitch dot. So to start with, we're going to choose our sizes. I've already cut some pieces, but I want to show you how I've done this. So I've taken 2 dies that match together. So I could go with this size, which is the last 2 but 1 in the set. But I'm going to go up a size. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go die number 9 and die number 10 in the set. And if you can see, they fit together perfectly to create us an oval. So once I've selected those, I then want to choose the mats for these. So I go into my plain set and I select 2 dies that will give me nice mats and layers, and there'll always be a mat and layer in there. So that one, and I think, should we guess with that one? Let's try it out, the one I've done, slightly bigger. Let's go down a set and make it a little bit smaller. You can see there, if I bring in another board, very easily how they go together. So I have that shape, which will map perfectly for that one. That one will create for that one, and the smaller one. So I have my combination of 4. So I want to take out 2 with the pattern, leaving the plain, and I want to cut this plain shape 6 times in white card, and I want to cut these 2 together 6 times, but 4 times I've done it in this card for a yellow and twice in the green. And once you've got those pieces, you simply stick together the green on top of the white. You can see there you're getting the perfect border. So I've already done that, so we move these dies to one side, and I'm going to bring in my piece. So as you can see here, I have 2 green and 3 yellow, so it's actually 5 pieces. So we've got those together, and I'm going to start arranging those on my back. So I've just cut a piece of card and embossed it to give me a nice background. So first of all, I want to decide on my center. So I'm going to go with the yellow, and I want to place that roughly where I want it to be. I'm then going to have 2 yellow intersecting with this. So I'm going to put I would have my yellow in the middle. Yeah, I'm going to have 2 intersecting. So I'm going to take my green and I'm going to slide my yellow into it, or from the other side, just to make sure they raise. So I've taken a little bit of foam tape, put it on one of the edges, and I'm just going to slide that one through so that there I have got the ovals crossing. I've done that again on the second side, so I've got exactly the same pattern, and this time I've put some foam tape on. So I'm going to turn that over and pop some foam tape on, as it's quite important when you're doing this to make sure you get it in the right place. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is raised correctly. So I want it here on the base, and then I want it separately either side of the yellow. And the reason for this is I'm going to thread ribbon through, so I need to make sure I'm leaving a space for the ribbon to go through. So we'll take our tape off. There we go. And I'm simply going to mark the central point. I'm going to place down one side, then I'm going to place down the second side until I get those to meet, and make sure that they're nice and even. So if you need to move it slightly, don't be afraid to. And it's at this point that the pieces lock into place. And if you can see there, they're all locked. but these two are open and these two are open. So now I'm going to take a piece of ribbon. I've got a piece of green ribbon here, and I'm going to come in through this little end here. Let's go in through this side first. So under, twist it round to the right way, over. I'm going to go under here, so I may need to lift this up slightly. And again with the other side, just to get that through. There we go. So we're kind of weaving the ribbon in between. There we go. I'll just pull that straight. Okay. So once I'm happy I've got that on one side straight, let's push those back down. It's going to go over this green and come back under this last yellow here where we left it loose. So our ribbon is now putting our buckle together, going under, over, under, over, under. So I'm just going to turn that round, and I've put some foam tape on here already. So I'm just going to open that up and secure down my ribbon on that side. And a good tip for getting this even is take one side and pull it till it's even and it matches where that ribbon is. That way on the front it'll be completely straight. So we'll trim that excess off. And what I've done here is just made a little bit of a card blank using the light yellow and the light green and the white Crafts 2 linen card. So we'll take our pieces off. Take our foam tape off so we can just stick this on. There we go. So we're just going to place that on nice and even. And then we've got our last oval, which I've put foam tape all the way around. And I'm going to use that just in the centre so that we've got that extra little ribbon in there. And I'm going to hide that joint by simply adding a little bow just in the centre. And I've made a little tag just using the smallest of the stitch dot ovals. We'll put that on there. I'm going to add a little bit of glue in there just to make sure that that ribbon tie is nicely down in place. And there we go. A very simple to make buckle card, just using 4 of the ovals from the set and mixing the colours. And you could carry on with this and build all sorts of different patterns.